you see Mizkif's new hair transplant? Mizkif Twitch. In your understanding, is technical analysis a useless meme? Like looking at charts to determine... No. Anybody that... No. TA is 100% a meme. If TA worked, then every single person that trades, or enough people trading, would just incorporate TA into the current value of any underlying asset, and then you would just... It would be immediately defeated. TA is a meme, okay? It's always a meme. 2 days ago. Here? Will you consider adding Geopolitical to your daily games? No. I don't even do daily games right now. I just do them every now and then. Although, thanks for reminding me. It's connections time. He said transplants take 6 months to notice anything. Oh, so he just got it. Where did he
whisper me?
Where did he get it at? I wonder if I would feel differently if I was like, if I had a receding hairline. But I don't know. There are people that I look at, or maybe I romanticize men's hair too much. Or like certain balding patterns. I feel like some of these look good. Even would I say look good? I don't think I'd say it looked bad. Like even if his is like coming back here, I don't think or receding a bit. I think it looks fine. And I feel like there are certain bald patterns where I don't know why. I feel like they just look good. What are the... I'm trying to think. What did Walter White look like? I like this. I think this goes hard. I think this goes hard here. Like better than even having hair. I think it goes hard. I don't know. He uploaded the procedure to YouTube. Check his video out. It goes hard when you're 55, not 25. Maybe. Mizkif is like, he's pretty big though. I think as long as you're like, if you got a like decent body, I think you pull off the bald head more too. He's got really good facial features.
Miz, wake up! It's the day of your hair transplant!
You're right!
Yay!
Oh my god, this is like clearly staged and acting. Like the voice delivery is so stiff, and like why is he wearing like full clothes and his hair's done in bed? Like I think this is fake probably.
It's the day of the hair transplant. And it's currently 8 o'clock in the morning, and I'm very tired. And I have to eat one meal right before it, so I'm gonna have myself wear a butt for about 1 minute.
Alright, your hand as well.
Do I seem calm?
Yeah, you seem calm.
Cool.
Alright.
After this.
You're already beautiful.
You're paid to say that. I saw the guy in there, he had blood on his head.
Somebody linked this as a meme to imply that I'm doing the... Well, actually, it just looks good because the person is hot. So they linked this picture, but I actually don't think this looks good. I think that at certain types of hair receding... Like, so there are certain ways that your hair recedes that I think demand different hairstyles. I don't think having, like, comb-overs or, like, longer stuff is a good way to work with this. I don't think that this is... I mean, his face looks good, but I don't think the hair here is... as good. But then again, this isn't like a bunch of recession either, I don't think, right? This is not like horrible, so. But like for Mizkif, the fact that Mizkif has like short curly hair, I think works really well if he is losing, if it's receding a bit at the front. I think that his hair looks, I think that his hair styling like matches well. Like having the short curly stand up hair, whatever, I think.
Yeah, I tried to like look.
Johnny Depp pulls off the receding hairline corners well. Johnny Depp. Yeah, I don't even know why. Because he has long hair. Well, wait. His hairline's pretty good here, though, isn't it? Am I crazy? Isn't this good? How old is he in this picture? He's like 50 plus, right? Johnny Depp. Wikipedia. No, hold on. I'm sorry. Johnny Depp age. He's 61 years old. I don't know how old he's in this picture, but I think this is fine. Johnny Depp, man bun. I can't tell if people on the internet, sometimes you guys' perception of shit is fucked, I think. I don't even know if this is like pulled back in the most aggressive way possible for a 61-year-old guy. I think if I had to guess, I would say this is probably a high above average hairline. I don't know. I think that's people saying that this is like balding or whatever. I think this is probably doing better than average. I was going to make a stronger statement. I was going to say, I don't know if there's any recession here at all, actually. Like, if he was like 25 with this hairline, I think he'd probably be like, okay. Destiny, no one knows what balding is. Yeah, because people will see like a thing and they'll be like, oh my God, balding, balding, balding. Like, as soon as they see like any part of a person's scalp, like, balding, balding, like people freak out. But I think it's a guy thing online. It's like guys like obsessing over height and shit. It's like the vibe session about hairlines. True. Hey, Destiny, you got large platforms. Say thanks to USA taxpayer for keeping me safe. It's a real Christian thing to do. Greetings from Estonia. Also, your politics are the best reality show ever. Well, hey, listen, we might have Trump next year. In which case, say goodbye, Estonia. We're leaving NATO. Have you picked out a new car yet? Nope, I froze. Okay, let's do this real quick. 4 groups of 4. Brief, word, messenger, license, prompt, Slack, signal, clutch, short, drawer. Why is that pronounced drawer? Drawer. What? I'm mind fucking myself. That's what drawer. Boxer, freedom, tote, latitude, satchel, and cue. Okay. Well, we've got a signal from somebody. They've given us a cue. Oh, shit. No, hold on. Okay, be brief, be short. I don't know what a tote is. Oh my God. Holy shit, I don't have anything. Messenger, word, brief. Brief and short. Brief and short. Prompt, be prompt. That just means like on time. Oh, shit. Do I really not have a single one? Wait. Hold on. Slack wouldn't be like the messenger program, right? Like Slack, and then you've got like there's an app called Signal. I think Facebook's app is called Messenger. Slack, Signal, and Messenger. Wait, is there another? Is Tote a software, an app for messaging people? If it tells me I'm one off, then it is some messenger service. I just need to know which. No, I'm not even one off. Okay, no. Fuck. Okay. Freedom. Boxer. Wait, you have boxers? You've got your drawers. I only know this because Tree uses this word all the time. Drawers. Your shorts and slacks. Oh, these are types of pants missing an S? Why? Whoa! Briefs? Oh no, names for underwear. Shorts, drawers, your boxers, and your briefs. Underwear in the singular. Okay. Christ. Fuck. Okay. Okay. A tote bag is a type of bag, right? A tote bag, a satchel bag. A clutch bag? Do people is there a thing you can hold on to called a clutch? And then a slack? There's no way these are real things. Hey, grab your slack. Hey, hold on to your clutch. Prompt, license, messenger, word freedom. Oh, wait, hold on. Wait, do you have a little bit of latitude? That means like wiggle room, which is like your slack. You can give it a little bit of slack. Do you have some freedom? Oh, and license to be creative. Oh my God! I just had a brain blast. Yes. Oh my God. Wiggle room. Okay. Hold on. Okay. 2 more sets. Holy shit. All right. Clutch, tote, messenger, prompt, word, satchel, signal, and cue. Okay. A messenger, pass the message, pass the word, pass the signal, pass a cue. Messenger, word, signal, prompt. A prompt is something you type into as well. What do you type in that prompt? This is like, these are bags or something. I bet a clutch is like a type of bag or some bullshit. What would a cue be? No, signal and cue have to be together. Signal, cue, a word, messenger, satchel, clutch, and tote. Things that a mail carrier does or something? Oh, indication to proceed. Word? He's given word that you can pass. He gave the signal. He gave a okay. I don't know what. Holy shit. Types of bags. Oh, my God. I don't know what the fuck a clutch bag is. My God, this was just a house moment. Wilson came up to me and he's like, you know, House, you're not very good at reading maps. And he's like, you're right. Because I always got the latitude. And then he runs off. That's what just happened there. Okay. I haven't even done my Discord messages. Okay. All right. Jesus. Okay, let's go. Here, watch Mizkif for a minute.
Dude, what did it look like?
He looked bloody.
Really? I thought they said no blood.
It depends on the person.
What if yours is like a ketchup packet?
Oh no, that's not good.
First thing we do here.
How many transplants have you done?
That's a good question. I don't even know at this point, but it's definitely thousands.
Wow.
Oh really? Holy shit.
Yeah. Okay, so that's kind of your midline here. All right. So what I want to do is, as we discussed, really just kind of thicken up along these. Let's rotate a little bit there. Rotate this into the temple. Yeah, your case is pretty straightforward. You know, it's really, you've got good hair. We just really need to thicken up that hairline. And then in between all these hairs here, track back through here. Ultimately, it's not going to be a perfectly straight line like that.
Right.
I'm going to draw straight.
Oh fuck! I have the wrong one.
And once we actually do it, it's going to kind of zigzag a little bit. Like I said, there's going to be some like loose hairs kind of scattered through there. So there's a nice transition, you know, into the hairline.
No, that looks pretty good. I mean,
Yeah.
that's, I didn't want anything too crazy because I don't need it.
Yeah.
But I think this side's probably the more crazy side. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I'll measure out. But ultimately, this is going to be your hairline forever. So we want to set you up with like, you know, something that's going to look good, not just now, but in the future as well.
Do you think it should go down more, or do you think this is good?
I don't think so. You know, you mean in the middle?
Yeah.
So let's see. So, you know, based on, I was showing you this a little bit yesterday, but we'll measure this out. So from the chin to the tip of the nose, you're at about, what is that, 9 centimeters. So, and that's about 7. So about the average is about 8. You know, so actually that's, if anything, a low hairline. 8 would take you up to about there. So if you shorten this more, it might look like you have too short of a forehead. So
I trust you.
This is a solid position, and like I said, raise your eyebrows all the way up and down. Yeah, you don't want that to approach the, you know, this frontalis muscle. Yeah.
Exactly.
And then the big play for you, as I told you yesterday, is going to be really thickening this up medically. So people don't realize this, but like you have to lose about half the hairs before you notice thinning. So, you know, you could have 60% of the hairs and not really notice that it's thin yet. The fact that you're starting to see through a little bit here means you've actually had a decent amount of hair loss. Okay? But the good news is we can thicken this up medically. You know, I'll tell you about the one. Had a decent amount of hair loss. Okay? Starting to see 60% of the hairs and not really notice that it's thin yet.
Wait.
So, you know, you could have 60% of the hairs and not really notice that it's thin yet. The fact that you're starting to see through a little bit here means you've actually had a decent amount of hair loss.
Okay, I'm not going to say whether or not this guy's right or wrong because I don't know. But I will say that if you're considering anything related to male stuff ever, that might mean TRT, it might mean hair transplant stuff. If you are ever considering stuff like this, you need to do a lot of reading on your own first. Go read fucking Reddit threads, go read reviews, people do shit, before you ever step into any of these clinics. Because as soon as you step into one of these clinics, remember, they might be physicians and doctors and all this, but this is cosmetic stuff. Their goal is to sell you whatever the fuck they think they can get you to buy. That's it. So, like, you can measure something, and it could end up being completely fine, but they'll tell you, like, oh, you know, I'd recommend doing this, and blah, blah, blah. Their goal is to just sell you shit. Always be aware of that, okay? If the first time you've ever considered a particular procedure or the first time you've ever considered you've had a problem is after stepping into one of these offices and getting their take on it, they're always going to try to sell you shit. Always be careful of that. Always be careful of that.
Okay? But the good news is we can thicken this up medically. You know, I'll tell you about the lens formulations that we make, but they'll work quite well, and all this will get nice and thick again.
Okay.
And hopefully not ever need to have transplant there as long as you're good with that stuff.
Well, you said it's not painful at all, right?
After the needles, after the injections, you don't feel anything, yeah. But like I said, 30 seconds. It'll be over in no time. We'll give you the happy gas and...
Happy.
Why is it that when Loner Box raids me, it's in white? Thank you for the Loner Box raid. I can barely read it. All my homies in here wanting to get jacked and thinking TRT, I'm on it, rest of my life, it fucking blows. I've heard several young dudes recently wanting to do it and it's baffling. Well, if people want to do TRT for cosmetic reasons, it's to grow muscle, understanding that there's probably going to be some drawbacks. But if you're on TRT and you're saying it blows, then you probably should reconsult with your physician. Like if you're on TRT, it should be making you feel a lot better because it's alleviating a low testosterone problem from before. That shouldn't make you feel worse.
Kind of like, that's pretty good. That's pretty easy. Sometimes it takes a little while to get that done. Haircut looks pretty good, huh?
Right. I know. I forgot where I got it.
This is our light test to basically see what we can see through, you know? So let's see how far we can see through. So we're actually going to go in between all these guys all the way back to here. You know, sometimes like under bright lights or when the hair is wet, you can see the hair loss, you know, more. So it's like we want to make sure we can get all the way back there. You know, once we get past that point, so like if I pull his hair back, right? It's like how far back can I start seeing through? Like where do we need to reinforce through? This is the back line.
Got it.
So, you know, basically like defining the borders now, and then we color in the difference between the lines with hair.
Cool.
Boggers.
Any questions before I get into it?
Also, here, that's just a question. I don't know much about like the hair restoration shit. Do they normally just eyeball this kind of stuff? Because when I went in to get my to get a shot for my the alopecia areata stuff, he had like a little tool thing that he stuck here, and he could go through and like super magnify and look at like all the hair follicles and stuff. He didn't really eyeball any of it. He did initially, but then he took the thing and he actually went in and looked at it. Did they just like eyeball the hair and say? Oh, and he was also really honest when. Because I think I asked him too. I was like, "Oh, do you think like my hairline is fine right now?" He's like, "Oh, I don't know. I'd have to see what it looked like before." That's what he said. He said it looks fine, but like it depends on what it was like before. Or if you feel like there's been significant loss. So the fact that but also there could be more stuff happening off video that I haven't seen, and they've already done consultations and stuff. I imagine actually he's probably already done a consultation if he's coming in now for a procedure. So yeah, so.
All right.
So what's the first step? Is I get shot up?
Yeah, more or less. But
So you said it's only 30 seconds. Is it like, how is it only 30 seconds? Is it?
it's fast. You'll see.
He said in the video they spoke the day before about his hairline. Damn. Okay.
But we're gonna put a head wrap on you. Okay.
Okay.
Do you need to stretch out, use the bathroom, or anything before we get going?
Nah, I'm probably gonna fall asleep.
Okay.
This is my motivation on why I got a hair transplant. This guy right here.
Alright, so I'm just gonna be putting this head wrap on you. So can you lean back just a little bit with my arm? My wingspan is not that. You can, yep. Great. And then in a few, when the doc is ready to come in, I'll position you so that he can start the injections. But until then, you can sit up straight and watch Warcraft.
It's not Warcraft.
Okay,
it's a lifestyle.
how it ruins his life.
We're so dumb for film.
Do you think it's better for removing the stigma around hair transplants, or do you think this does more to demonize natural hair loss? I don't know. I think I'm generally in favor of things with like functional gains, but like for aesthetic stuff, when it comes to like surgeries and whatnot, if you're like curing an underlying medical condition or something and it helps appearance or whatever, I think that's okay. When it comes to hair transplants, I mean, I don't have like strong feelings on this. Like I generally lean against it, but it's not like on a huge level. I will say though that like if you think it's fine for guys to get hair transplants, you can't really criticize women for getting like nose jobs and stuff, right? What about LASIK? LASIK I think is a functional gain. It's not a cosmetic gain. You had Invisalign. I think that Invisalign or braces are big functional gains. They also cosmetically help as well. Although for me, I didn't need that much of a cosmetic bump because it wasn't even that noticeable. But like, I don't think I would ever bleach my teeth or do any teeth whitening stuff because I think that there's no functional gain there. One of the really annoying things about this twisted tooth on the bottom that was twisted wasn't really that it looked bad. It was that every single time I went to the dentist, I would always have tartar on the back of that tooth because it was really fucking hard to floss it because anytime I would try to get floss in, they would get cut and it would just get destroyed. What is a functional gain? If you've got teeth that are like twisting or that are fucked a little bit in your mouth, then it can lead to, you can have issues brushing, you can trap bacteria and stuff in there. And then as you get older, those types of problems only get worse. So if you have the ability to alleviate it, I think you probably should. Would you only do something for a functional gain? Probably not. I doubt that would be the case. I think I would have to think a lot about it because I feel like I used to have like a blanket opposition to it, but the more that I think about it, the more I feel like there are other factors at play that I'm just not aware of that I haven't considered. Like for instance, I feel like hair transplant is pretty extreme. That feels like almost on the level of, would I say rhinoplasty? That's probably a bit more extreme, but it's like approaching that level. However, let's say if somebody were to ask me, why do you think a hair transplant is like really extreme? My answer would probably be like, well, the idea that you're literally engaging in surgery to just like gain a cosmetic increase over what like a naturally aging person looks like, in my mind it just seems like a kind of a negative thing that's reinforcing a blah, blah, blah. That would be like my answer. But then if the person said, okay, well, let's say it wasn't a hair transplant. What if there was literally one gel and you could just rub it one time across your head and your hair would be instantly restored to what it looked like when you were 20 years old? Would you be for it then? Intuitively, I feel like my emotions would change a lot. I'd be like, oh, it's just like one gel thing. Then sure, I guess it's not a big deal at all. Yeah. But then that makes me think that my original position isn't as defined by like beauty standards or anything like that, but rather like what is the level of intervention that I think is okay for a cosmetic gain, which means that I'm probably caring more about like potential. I don't know. I have to think about it more. I haven't like super deeply interrogated these beliefs of mine. Hold on one second. Okay, just kidding. Okay.
Filming this. Yeah, I wonder how it's gonna go.
Great, hopefully.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm not nervous. I just know it's gonna hurt so bad for like 30 seconds.
You'll get used to it.
The Pronox, which is like laughing gas. Okay. So you're gonna inhale, exhale, right? So you're gonna inhale through the white tube, hold it for about 5 seconds, and then exhale, and it'll filter through the P tube. Okay. Sound good? Do it about 4 or 5 times.
Oh wait, did they do general anesthesia for this?
Am I gonna feel it immediately?
If you have a carnivore diet, you don't need to brush teeth, assuming you only drink water. I don't know if that's true, number one. And number two, if you do only carnivore, you need to be eating a lot of different types of meat, meaning like livers and like kidneys and stuff like that. And then number three, you need to, you also have to be careful when you, like if you eat only meat, but you're using like barbecue sauce or some shit as well, then you're also like introducing sugars and stuff. I don't remember if just meat-based stuff can lead to the bacteria in your mouth. I don't know if that only comes from sugar or not. I don't know. Why would you want to go under general anesthesia for this? That shit is actually dangerous. General anesthesia is not that dangerous, I don't think.
Am I gonna feel it immediately?
At Destiny, looking like a healthier/younger version of yourself with no health risks is different than injecting toxins to look completely different. First of all, when you say toxins, that's kind of a loaded word. Like alcohol is toxic, like anything injected in the wrong place can kill you. It's kind of a dumb, like it's not used as a toxin when they inject it. Somebody's going to say, well, actually, Botox is paralyzing your muscles, so that's kind of toxic. Also, but when you talk about like hair stuff, you're just doing that to look better. You don't look, it has nothing to do with your health. Like having more or less hair doesn't make you more or less healthy. There's no linkage whatsoever with that.
You probably feel it after the third one. I mean, the fourth one, fifth one. But you're not gonna feel like, oh, damn, I'm about to pass out. You're just gonna feel a buzz. Oh shit. Okay. Ready? Yeah. Like inhale hard, or like. Yeah, just inhale. Let's see. Go ahead. Hold it. And exhale. There you go. Boom. So do about 5 of them. Just like that, yep. And you might feel a little bit of it. No? No, I still feel as stupid as I was before. All right, so maybe let's continue using it so you kind of feel it. Are those heavy? A little bit, yeah. Not too much. No, you're good. Why are you smiling?
It's happening.
It's finally happening. So now I'm gonna get Dr. Rome to come in here. He's gonna come in and he's gonna start numbing up this top area, okay? We're gonna numb up this area, get it nice and numb, and then we'll start making the openings for the new grafts area to be coming in.
Couldn't there be a fringe case argument that having more hair helps mitigate risk of skin cancer? I don't know. Can't you just wear a hat? I don't know how much that people are factoring that into their surgeries. But
sound good? Yep.
You want some snacks, you want a blanket or some more water throughout the day, you let me know. I want to make this a real good experience. So
Can I have snacks, a blanket, and real good experience?
No, do you really want a blanket though?
No.
Nah? All right, man. So I'll be in shortly, okay?
Cool.
Okay, cool.
Are you ready, clean? Yes, sir. All right, perfect. So, I want you to take the hookah over there. That's what we call it. If you want to use it, it's up to you. But it does help you kind of relax during the injections. So the way this works, you breathe all the way in just like that. Deep breaths, and then exhale back into the tube. So in and out. This does not put you to sleep. It just helps you kind of relax.
Oh, I wasn't even anxious.
Oh, no. Okay, I know you're not anxious, but just like it helps you relax with the injections. You know, it kind of takes some of the pain away. But again, you don't have to use it if you don't like the way it makes you feel. But generally, people say it helps with the injection process. Good. And then you're going to focus on that vibration. You feel that a little bit?
Bro, I've taken like 30 hits of this.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You feeling it?
After a hair transplant, you need to take finasteride, which is a lot of health risks. What, for the rest of your life, or?
Well, I was already delirious, so I don't really know the difference.
All right, well, use it as you want, okay, if it helps. Here comes the injections.
Oh, well,
That's
damn.
That's it. This is the worst part of the day. Not too bad?
No, I thought it was the harder ones.
All right, cool. So that's the initial numbing. That's what numbs it right away. Now I'm going to act the long act.
Wouldn't you factor in the confidence boost and how people treat you into a hair transplant? Yeah, sure, but those things are all like aesthetically related, right?
Numbing agent. This one shouldn't be as bad. Maybe just a little pressure. How's that feeling?
No, I didn't hurt even before.
Nice. Are you feeling anything sharp now?
My wit.
What does it feel like?
You just hear like it's like Rice Krispie treats in your
Yes.
forehead.
Yes.
Oh, you hear it?
You hear
Yeah,
it.
you hear crunch.
Cool.
Do you know those?
Thoughts on body hair aesthetically for guys? I don't know. I don't know if anybody cares. I have no idea. I'm sure some people have preferences, but I don't think it's a big deal one way or the other.
Those headphones that go outside the ear, they're called like bone conduction headphones. Have you guys seen those?
No.
Okay, well they don't go in your ear; they go outside your ear.
Oh,
And
yeah,
they project
yeah.
the sound behind the ear through the bone. So it's the same idea. What he's hearing, we're not hearing it, but he's hearing it because the sound is being picked up
That's so cool.
internally through his inner ear.
What's the difference between getting plastic surgery after getting mauled by a dog and getting a hair transplant after going bald? I don't know why, but I feel like intuitively, I don't have rules for any of this. Like I said, I haven't thought about this much. I feel like getting surgery after, like cosmetic surgery after like some debilitating event is a bit different than like natural aging. That's what it feels like, but.
So it sounds like
Crunchy.
a lot of weird crunchies. Yeah.
For reference for people at home, the pain was like a 3 out of 10.
Nice.
I'll see you in about 5-10 minutes. We'll get started.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So to describe that pain, because this is the phase 1 of it, which is what they said is the most painful, because I shouldn't really feel anything else. It was probably like a 2 out of 10,
You
like
said 3
3
out
out
of
of 10. You just prick. It feels like pricks in your head for. It really is not bad at all. I mean, that was very mild. If you got Botox before, that's what it feels like. It's Botox. How long have you been doing this? How many years?
Started doing hair in 20.
Wait. A little bit? Maybe?
How
How old are you?
old do you think I am?
31, 32.
Thank you. I just turned 42.
No.
What, bro?
Crazy.
What would you think?
I thought like 29.
Oh my god, you guys are funny. This first step is called recipient site making. There's 3 steps of the procedure. It's recipient site making, basically what it sounds like, making the recipient sites for the new hairs to come in. And then after that is harvesting, so we get the hairs from back there. And then implanting, putting the hairs in.
By the way, I do want to say that the way you guys do this is very, you like make it very calm.
Thank you. Yeah, that's a big part of it. Just like creating that comfortable environment.
He left because I felt it a lot in one area, so he's waiting for me to not feel it.
Wait, really? Oh shit.
That's okay. I didn't feel it anywhere else, but one area was like basically really bad.
All right. Yeah, it's a little unusual to still be feeling it this.
Why is he fixing his hairline? It's just going to recede behind the transplant more. He should have waited until his 30s. Isn't that the whole point of taking the finasteride, is to make it so that doesn't happen?
Wait, but
It's because I'm a bitch.
No, that means you're tough cookie, no? Wait.
I told him it's because he's sensitive. Okay, feeling this now, or are we good?
No.
All right, I think we finally got it.
We're about an hour in. I don't feel a thing. I'm watching a Netflix show. This is honestly kind of soothing. It really is not bad at all. Chicken.
Actually, have you stand up and you can feel free to stretch.
Lie down.
Yes, please lie down on your stomach. And then if you're cold, I can grab you a blanket. Are you okay?
No, I'm good.
This is weird. Anyway, can we finish that debunking Israel video from yesterday? No, that was a really weird. That was a really weird video. Like it hyperfixates on one angle that I've like never seen represented ever before, like any mainstream sourcing ever. I don't think there's much value in it unless you explicitly are going to have like a debate with that guy. I want to specifically debate the weird angle that every single Israeli citizen is obsessed with the story of Joshua. Yeah.
All right.
How long is this part?
It's gonna be about an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Oh, fuck. Is this like the most of it?
Well, this is the most of it that you won't be able to comfortably watch TV. After we pull, there'll be placing, but you'll be sitting up and you can finish your show. Okay?
Okay.
All right.
Now I'm stuck like this for an hour and a half. I can't watch Netflix.
Yeah, so right now I'm going to numb you up. I'm just feeling the area to numb, okay? Just like before, it's going to take a few minutes, but then it's going to be not nice and numb. Deep breath. So,
Oh, yeah, but everything.
I know, this is worse. Sorry. No pain, no hair, you know?
I want to be beautiful.
How are we doing so far?
I really feel it.
You really or you don't really?
Hardly feel it.
Hardly feel it. Okay, good. The back seems to be numbing up quicker than the front, though, at least. We're going to take it at random throughout here. So we're not leaving like an area that's like bare.
After last night's debate, do you think the IP arc is finally over? Listen, okay? It's a 30-day ban for complaining about stream content. Just go away and come back later. Or go away and don't ever come back. Or go away and come back in a month, okay? What we do on stream is what we do on stream, okay? That's the only reason I'm streaming for 15 years, because I'm not a slave. I'm not a meta slave, okay? Like I was when I played Hearthstone, all right? We will pick up election issues as the election comes about, okay? But you have to understand that right now, there aren't like election issues to debate because the people that are allegiant to Trump are not going to be swayed on any of the things that I care about. That's it. My plan for like when we start to go over this is probably going to be I'll probably just be doing a comparison. There's a really, really good site here that goes to like all of the different accomplishments under the different areas between Trump and Biden. I'll probably like list some of these things that I can do debates with people that support Trump. But you have to remember at the end of the day, the people that are supporting Trump online are doing it because of his meme energy. That's it. There is no policy position to debate them on. They don't know anything about or care about foreign policy. They don't know anything about or care about anything relating to our legal system. Like nobody cares. But I'll do it. But it's going to be painful and worse than Israel-Palestine because nobody gives a fuck.
So this is obviously a bigger area than the area we're filling.
Yeah.
But that way, we'll just leave enough hair behind. So it's like for every one hair that we take, we leave a bunch of hairs around it. Just be careful there.
If people with insecurity issues about their nose/hair/wrinkles claimed that their issues are similar to gender dysphoria, how can you justify being against non-corrective procedures? Because I think there are ways to have confidence if your hair is balding a little bit. There are plenty of people that do it, and there are people that get over that. I'm not aware of there being like a reliable way for people to get over gender dysphoria. I haven't heard of that. If therapeutically that was possible, like in just in therapy that was possible, then you would say, yeah, you should do that instead of drugs. But it doesn't seem like that's the case. That's the difference.
I've become so numb.
So what was the second numbing like?
The second numbing was really painful. Like it felt like needles were in the back of my head. The first one I didn't really feel at all. I felt a little bit, feels like Botox. The second one was really rough. That minute and a half that I was doing that was really hard. But I don't feel any I'm completely numb now, so I'm pretty sure now I won't feel anything for the rest of the whole procedure. So it won't be as bad.
Part?
Yep, that was the worst part for sure. I'd rate that a 6 out of 10. It was rough. 10 out of 10 is like you're getting stabbed. I had a viral myocarditis when I had my virus. It feels like, because it feels like a heart attack. So it's like a 9 out of 10. And it feels like you're getting stabbed. Like I felt, it's pretty rough.
You and Miss Friends? We're friendly. I am a small business owner. I make about $30K a year and I have to work alone because I can't afford employees. And you're right about a lot of it except cheating on my taxes. I would never. Listen, if you're a small business owner, the first thing you learn is to cheat on your taxes, okay? But if you don't, good for you.
You guys are moving the hairs right now?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Am I pretty yet?
Not yet. You're almost there.
Kat, what the hell?
You're home stretch now. You're almost there. I told you were beautiful to begin with.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We're making
sorry
you-
to leave this.
Meow.
Forward.
At long last, I'm done.
It is what time?
Is
6:06 p.m.
we've been here for what, 9 hours?
8.
Damn. 8 hours.
9 to 6. How much?
But honestly, we just sat and watched Netflix.
Yeah, that's fine.
It was not bad at all.
Purpose of doing this on the scalp, just to kind of like decrease any local scalp inflammation. This is called cryotherapy, what we're doing, by the way. So we're doing the cryotherapy followed by the PRP. It's the most advanced form of PRP.
This feels so nice.
Right? You can see the hairs becoming like icicles.
Do you still want to maintain connections with your old Twitch friends, or have you given up on that? I mean, like, I like very, very occasionally chat with people, but the reality is that it's hard for me to maintain any connection if they're not involved in my stream stuff, because I just won't, because I'm working. There's no other way for us to like hang out or chat or do anything. If you don't want to watch that specific GDF video, could you maybe watch another one of his? He seems to know quite a lot. I'm interested to see you refute his stuff. The issue is just that the video came off like highly conspiratorial, and that like it seems like he's picked a very niche issue on a particular thing, and then after he picked that niche issue, he tried to find quotes and stuff that were supporting that very niche issue, and then he's overplaying how relevant it is to the entirety of like the history, I guess, of this particular region. Unless I've got like a hugely massive like blind spot or something to where like it is true that every single Israeli learns about Joshua and the Bible in history class. That like I've just never heard this from any Israeli person ever in my entire life. Never heard it, never come across it, never seen it ever. Like, why would you say 65K is poor? If you earn 65K and you're sitting here clamoring for a reduction of tax brackets that are like for 400K and above, that was the intention of saying you like earn 65K and you're talking about bringing down taxes for like rich people. Like this wouldn't affect you.
So cold. Yeah.
Yeah, real cold.
This is the first night of me after my transplant. I feel pretty good. I honestly feel like there's no pain whatsoever. My hairline looks kind of messed up, but it looks really good. Actually, Emily's yelling for me in the other room, but other than that, everything's really nice. I thought it'd be a lot more pain. I took a nap and I felt fine. I did use the spray they told me to use, but I still feel good. And I look like shit, but it doesn't hurt. There's been no pain, which I'm very surprised about. That's your update. Hello everyone, today is day 2 of the surgery. My hairline looks a little better. My head is definitely still swollen, I could feel it. So what I'm doing today is I actually get to cut this off, and I have to put some antibacterial cream under it. So,
Did you get a hair transplant if you started balding? I don't think so. I think I would just shave it. Fuck it.
let's go do it. How I'm feeling right now is I don't even feel like I got surgery. Isn't that crazy? I woke up, I don't even feel like I got surgery. I really, dude, I don't know if it's the barber surgeon skill that's just really good at what they do, but I don't even feel like I got surgery. I was not in pain afterwards. I didn't have any Tylenol or anything. I don't even feel like I'm in pain whatsoever. Everything is still super simple. No, it's really easy. I've had no problems. It's kind of nuts. Like, it blows my mind. Like, this is basically it now. This is phase 1, which is taking off this. Now it's phase 2, which I look like this. I look good. I feel good. And now I do this for about 5 days, where I put this on the back of my head. Every 2 hours, I use this product. I don't know what it is called H2Ocean. Make sure my hair is wet. That's really all I have to do. Goodbye. Hello, YouTube. This is my day 2 vlog to show you guys my hair. So you can see the little freckles that are inside my head. That is the scabbing that they talked about. So I'm currently scabbing right now. My forehead still looks like Jimmy Neutron's, but that's what they told me would be expected. I feel zero pain whatsoever. I'm not on any type of pills, no Tylenol, no nothing. I feel great. Still have to wear this do-rag wherever I go, which isn't too bad. But overall, the scarring is very limited. I can't really even notice it. And it feels not bad whatsoever. So day 2, surprisingly, I'm just in zero pain whatsoever. It was kind of tough to sleep at night. You know, you have to wear the airline thing for 7 hours, the airline pillow. But you get used to it. It's not too bad. But when my head swells down a little bit, it should look a lot better. Right now I'm looking like sin on a Tuesday afternoon. But I know that this is just temporary. But the scabbing is really not bad. I mean, if you take a step back, you wouldn't even notice I had it. So that's my day 2.
Wow.
Hello, everybody, and welcome.
Good job, guys. We've almost gotten through Discord messages. Okay, TimeGuessr break. Were the Abraham Accords a good thing? I mean, I would say generally no, but it depends on what you mean by that, I guess. Holy Christ. Oh, hold up. Camel. Oh, I know exactly where we are. I can identify. This is a Bedouin Arab. And we are at, we are in Cairo. 1930. Fuck, where am I? Fuck. Okay, close. 1938. I feel like the location is so much more generous than the year. Jesus. This is not a 1930 era photo. 1938, bro. Shut the fuck up. What are you talking about? Still, 7,300. Not bad. Okay. Fuck. This is probably a famous bridge that I should know, huh? Okay, guys. Let's go for it. Yeah, absolutely. Brooklyn. 2010. For sure. I don't even know where that is. Yeah, right here. Boom, boom. Just go. Let's go. Let's go. Okay, 2000. London's Millennium Bridge. But it was in English. Nothing about this picture looks British. Fuck me. Okay. Oh no, not the flags. Oh no. Not the flags. Okay, Lion Bridge. Horses. Is Lion Bridge in someplace in fucking... I don't know. I don't know. 2000. Yeah, let's 99. Fucking go. God damn it. Oh my God. Not even remote. Oh God. 33 years off. This is a picture from 1966? Look at the flags on the flags. What am I supposed to take from this? I don't even know. I don't know half these flags. I don't know anymore. We stopped quizzing the flags. I don't know what the fuck this is. You know this flag right here? I don't know what the fuck this flag is. The fuck is this? I'm South African and I didn't know either. Good. That's the South African flag during apartheid. Oh, well. Thanks. My God. Oh, Mozart. Oh, look at this. Finally, one that I know exactly. Jesus. We're in Munich. This is Munich for sure. You can tell by the style of the building. In 1955. 32, I mean. Okay, you know, not as off as it could have been. For the location, at least. Oh, it was literally his house. Oh, Jesus. Austria, you know, close enough to the border. Oh, this is that scene from The Dark Knight Rises where they do the trial. Well, this is very clearly an American-style military helmet. This is when America was fighting the war against Canada. That's why we're barricaded in here. Big-ass fucking church and shit. Oh, World War II, for sure. Paris, 43. Absolutely. You know what? That's my best guess so far. A U.S. soldier inspecting piles of looted art and goods being stored at a Bavarian church at the end of World War II. You were 2 years off. Okay, we take those. We absolutely take those. Christ, can I get one more? Can I get one more of these? Oh, no, Jesus. Okay, shh. All right. You know what? It happens. How in 43 D-Day was 44? I don't remember what fucking year D-Day was, okay? There was only one year that matters to me, all right? And that's... $1776, yeah. Whew, thank God. That's the only one that matters. Which SCOTUS decisions are... there's two ones that have come out recently that I think are kind of important. One is the Chevron decision. That's what this is. And then the other one is Murthy v. Missouri. This has to do with, I think, the Twitter file stuff, kind of. Jesus. Why did I have this open? Shroud about ghosting Dr. Disrespect.
Have you personally tried to hit up Doc at all? No. I haven't talked to him since he got banned because I am a logical person. The second Doc got banned on Twitch, my logic kicked in and I said, yep, you don't just get banned randomly. And I didn't say a word to him, didn't message him, didn't reply to anything on Twitter, didn't associate at all, because you don't just get banned. I'm not a fucking idiot. Fucking use your brain, people. People don't just get banned. Have you personally tried to hit up Doc?
What a worthless sentence. Yeah, obviously people don't just get banned. I don't think it was outside of the realm of possibility to think that he could have been banned for something business related, though, right? Because what didn't this happen back when Mixer was around and there was a bunch of like weird contract stuff going back and forth? Don't get banned randomly, huh? Wonder what Shroud thinks of Destiny. I mean, I wasn't banned randomly either. What are you talking about? The working theory is that the doc was going to accept contract on another platform. Yeah, people talked about that a lot back then. You're gonna try talking to Slasher? We're supposed to talk today, I think. Okay, boom, boom. Whew, all right. Caught up on those. Emails, how many do we have? Oh, God. 79. Fuck. It's okay. We've got this. Two videos. Somebody said that Hasan got ultra ass pained.
Political commentator.
Hey, I like all of you. This
is the fucking primo destination, okay? Yeah, go. He's gonna watch XUC. The primo political commentator.
Hey, I like the one who shall not be named too. You know, I like everybody. Okay, I think
who shall not be named. Are you talking about Destiny? Oh God!
You know,
I like how he has to force the laugh as he says my name. He's so performative. Holy shit!
Can you two make up for me? I feel like if anyone could bring you two back together, I would love to be the bridge between
no fucking
you.
way.
Like, I've known both of you for so long. I care about both of you. I feel like there was a beautiful friendship there. And although it has been mended along, destroyed along the way, I feel like it could be mended.
Slasher, you've been in this industry for quite some time.
Yes, I have had people that I have hated for 10 years, and now we are best friends.
Hold on. You've been in this industry for quite some time.
If I could do it, you could do it.
I'm gonna refer back to the Shroud tweet. Okay, I'm gonna refer back to the Shroud tweet or the Shroud clip that we just watched. I'm gonna run it back again, and just to help you assess the situation a little bit better. Here, I'll share the screen with you again so you can hear him again. Cause here, let's run it back a little bit.
Why is he acting like the whole world doesn't know why I was banned? Like, what is he implying? Like, if anybody here fucks children, it's probably gonna be the guy with a 15-year-old fan base. Like, what a weird implication. Okay.
You tried to hit up Doc at all? No.
Instead of Doc, input Destiny in there.
I haven't talked to him since he got banned because I am a logical person.
Yes.
The second Doc got banned on Twitch, my logic kicked in and I said, yep. You don't just get banned randomly, and I didn't say a word.
Now, here's the point is, obviously, with Destiny, it wasn't like the same reasons as to why Doc got banned. That's not what I'm saying at all. Okay? But imagine if I were to use an analogy, imagine if Dr. Disrespect was like openly fucking, trying to hit on minors. That's not what Destiny got banned for. Okay? That's not what Destiny got banned for. But what he got banned for, basically, and we don't know the details. You don't know the details. I don't know the details. But he has been openly doubling down on all of those activities and being a relentlessly toxic person to pretty much anyone he chooses to put in his fucking crosshairs.
Notice that this is the guy who, while he was doing a Wired appearance, plugged at least, I think, 4 people that had made thinly veiled or overt threats of murder or physical violence towards me when he was on that Wired show. Like, we literally watched him plug every single one that had just recently made threats towards me, or Denim's maybe towards Azagol. Tell me how you take it. But like he plugged like 3 of the people that had just recently done it. But okay.
For the past, 4, 5, 6 years. So, there's no repairing that bridge. And also on top of that, he is like an unimaginable dick rider of Israel.
Oh yeah, and then Hasan literally posting a picture of how to do like a homemade gun, implying that somebody should assassinate sitting U.S. senator. Yeah, good one.
Yep, I've seen. I have seen. Look, I always believe anything's possible, Hasan. I'm all about bringing people back together. I have a guy named Richard Lewis, okay, from my community.
No, I know. I know. I remember.
Okay, we had beefed and we had hated each other, and we've known each other for almost 20 years. We beefed for maybe a full decade, okay? And he came to New York as of recently. We hung out a bunch here. We're cool. We really like each other. If I could fix that and mend that, then anything truly.
I mean, I don't think
maybe not now. Maybe not now.
Maybe Richard Lewis's fan base is not I don't know, relentlessly cyber stalked you.
Cyber stalk? Like, bro, your fans are literally offering to pay people money to throw shit at me. Like, what? Your fan base is so unhinged. What the fuck is my fan base even involved in? What is the worst thing that like a Destiny fan has done? Like, they say this like it's just a given. Like, oh yeah, remember all like the assassins, the hitmen, the doxers? Like, like what the fuck? Like, you're just ass mad because you get hate threads on my subreddit. Jesus Christ.
And harassed you in perpetuity by utilizing or Richard Lewis aligning with like open Nazis, for example, like Sam Hyde, who also is a pedophile Nazi.
Meanwhile, the Houthi adventurer Hasan, who literally has that Houthi dude photoshopping him into pictures and then tweeting it out because Hasan did a suck fest, a 2-hour suck fest on his stream with him.
Specifically because he hates me and apparently wants to kill me as a joke. Or
have you thought about maybe how
Nick
about
Fuentes? Like, no, dude, there's no repairing that mend because it is
you amplify Groypers more than I do because they attack me. Like, half your fucking attacks on me come from Groyper accounts on Twitter.
A bridge that was burned on petty reasons, and the subsequent 5 years after that fact have proven that it was an irreparable difference in opinion. No matter how much this cultish fan base feels as though this person is a true progressive.
Can't argue with any of that.
Yeah, well, so now you understand then.
You're not wrong. I've always understood, okay? You know how many fucking times I've yelled at Steven for being a fucking asshole and cruel and a piece of shit? Many times.
How many times have you yelled at me? How many times have you yelled at me for similar things?
Much less.
Much less? Never.
Not even, probably, yeah.
Oh, God, the dick sucking is so cringe. Oh, my God.
From my recollection,
that's
not
the
even
difference
one
because
time.
I do have principles,
like we've watched his political commentary. The vast majority of it is literally just dumping on people personally without absolutely any fucking without like any actual political analysis whatsoever. Like, could you imagine? I hate the could you imagine, dude. I hate politics. I just don't enjoy it as much. I don't enjoy it right now. If I would have retweeted AOC with a picture of a homemade like shotgun, I think one of Hassan's fans would actually try to kill me. I think I would have to actually watch myself when I go to conventions because some motherfucker would try to kill me, and they would all be cheering for it. Like, if I would have tweeted that picture out, it would have been unreal.
And I haven't spent the last 5 years like actively cultivating a fan base on one principle alone, and that is fuck Hasan, which he did.
Little bro, there's way more in the world than you.
And he has, and he's, like I said before, and I'll repeat again, I'm literally paying his child support by simply existing.
You know what? I realized I just turned all the goodwill I may have had with your chat. In
100%.
You thought the beginning.
Like, I'm so toxic. Meanwhile, Hasan has like massive shows that he has to discontinue because of the toxicity of his fan base. I don't know how his fans, I don't know how anybody could ever let him forget that. Like, that was probably the most toxic event that's happened, like, in this realm of the internet the past, like, year or two, is the idea of, is that Ethan had to cut ties and end a show that him and Hasan were doing because of Hasan's toxic fan base.
Would ruin my trust. No, I found the real reason how I was going to go downhill. Yeah. Well,
anyway.
So, you know what? Now they're back to hating me. Damn.
Well, it ultimately is not about, like I said, it's not even about being an asshole. It's about like being genuinely a rapacious scumbag who is ultimately a very toxic individual who weaponizes his fan base against all of his enemies, all of his perceived enemies, and even some who are aligned with his perceived enemies. Like, there are much smaller contexts.
It's so much projection. It's insane. Like, if you want their playbook, you just have to listen to every single thing he's accusing me of doing. Like, oh, even if you minorly align with anybody, blah, blah. Remember that one time he did the stream with Fuentes? That means he's a 100% Nazi now, by the way. Like, Jesus.
Creators in my orbit that I'm friends with that, you know, that are on the receiving end of this cyber stalking. And
you mean the people that make death threats towards me? Who are random people? It's either one, we're commenting on insane political takes they've given, or two, these people talk about me relentlessly. Like, Jesus. Or make death threats about me. Those are the ones that all blew up recently.
This harassment, this relentless harassment, clip chimping, and active...
Clip chimping as he watches a TikTok channel that's dedicated to clip chimping me? What did he watch, that 4-minute compilation of like 100 different cuts? Oh my God. Destiny, what do you think Hasan thinks that you are doing that is weaponizing your fan base? I don't think he thinks any of this. I think he knows he's being bad faith here. He has a script that he adheres to because he knows it's like these are the attacks that people like to hear, and that's it. That's literally it. There's no possible way he could think any of this is true. I think he knows it's not true.
Like anti-negative PR campaigns that are masked under the guise of like holding people accountable. So it's not like shit ain't sweet.
Again, can't argue there, or I won't. It's all good. I'm sorry.
All right.
I'm sorry.
All right. Have a good one, Slasher.
Thanks for talking to me. Hopefully it's not another 4 years. I see that, by the way, chat. I hit this guy up. He's in New York. No response. Multiple.
I was with my family.
Okay, I see.
Yeah, what do you mean?
You didn't even tell me. You didn't even say, oh, no, I can't do it. I'm with my family.
Also, I don't have Twitter. Like, I have Twitter. Like, I have a Twitter.
He was in New York with his, like, glued to his family 24/7. Like, wait. Okay. I don't even believe that. He probably just ignored him because Slasher's not really that clouded up. Oh, actually, I bet it was because... Wait, when was Hasan in New York? If it was before the leaks and everything, or before everything was going big with Slasher's article, Hasan probably just didn't respond because who the fuck is Slasher? Well, he wouldn't give a fuck. That'd be my guess.
But I deleted it from my phone.
Like 2 weeks ago? Yep, 100%. If Slasher would have hit him up now and he was in New York, Hasan would be fucking live streaming with him. 100% guaranteed.
Which was one of the best decisions I've made in 2024.
Destiny, he streamed? Oh, if he was even streaming from New York, then Jesus.
Or straight up. Like, absolutely one of the best decisions. So unfortunately, I never see Twitter DMs. I never see Twitter DMs until it's like far, far too late. However, it has been phenomenal for my mental health, like phenomenal for my mental health, because it's like such an awful right-wing shithole that I noticed myself like just actively doom scrolling nonstop, seeing so much death, so much destruction. And also it shows you like the For You page.
Bro, he literally likes the weirdest tweets with like 3 likes that are making some random personal insult against me. Like, is somebody else running your Twitter account that's doing this? What was the last one that he liked? Oh, fuck, you can't see them anymore. Oh, shit, we can't. Oh, no.
Page basically shows you like all of the worst shit that you don't want to see because you're actively looking at it. You know what I mean?
You are right, but this is a very convenient answer, I have to say. I get it. I get it. I understand.
I mean, it's not a convenient answer. It's just what it is. I literally don't.
No. I agree. I agree. Everything you're saying, I agree about Twitter. I totally, I get it. I get it. You know.
In the Ben Burgess debate, reminded of this quote from John Stuart Mill when you were explaining your issue with Ben being unable to steelman your position, dismissing it as evil or Nazi. Quote, "He who knows only his own side of the case knows little of that. His reasons may be good, and no one may have been able to refute them, but if he is equally unable to refute the reasons on the opposite side, if he does not so much as know what they are, he has no ground for preferring either opinion. Nor is it enough that he should hear the opinions of adversaries from his own teachers, presented as they state them, and accompanied by what they offer as refutations. He must be able to hear them from persons who actually believe them. He must know them in their most plausible and persuasive form." End quote. John Stuart Mill on Liberty. Wow, cute.
All right, hit me up
maybe next time.
You don't believe me? Hit me up on Discord next time. Hit me up on Discord, even though I'm bad at responding in Discord too, but still. All right. Bye, Slasher.
All right. See you. Have fun.
All right, bye. That was Rod Slasher Brett.
Cute. 66 emails left, guys. We're doing it.
Additional details on what you are currently working on that you want to elaborate on at all?
Not yet. I will just say that, as it has been mentioned by like XQC, for example, there is a document was sent to several journalists, including myself, that I am in possession of.
Including XQC, the primary journalist, the esteemed journalist.
He does not have the from.
Oh, he had to slip it in there. All right. Well, guys, when I want the news, chat, and what's going on, chat, I must tune in to the esteemed journalist, the Arm 3 reporter. Hey, I must. Hey, this goes both ways, bro. Yo, this goes both ways.
There was a document that was sent out following Cody's tweets that showcases the report, Okay.
Forward. I'm a plastics engineer. You briefly mentioned interest in microplastics. Pardon my screed. Hydrocarbons are a specific subset of polymers that are typically derived from petrochemicals. They consist of hydrogen-carbon functional groups. Examples include common polymers like polypropylene, propene-derived, polyethylene, ethylene-derived, their variants, and many more. Teflon is the trade name for polytetrafluoroethylene. This is a fluorocarbon and is actually extremely stable up to about 500 degrees Fahrenheit and not very chemically reactive. In fact, this lack of reactivity is both what makes it so slippery, often used in non-stick and lubricant applications, and also what makes it need incredibly powerful, toxic chemicals to bond to surfaces. This is where PFOA and PFA scares come from. These are powerful compounds, and their intense reactivity lends them to also react with, drumroll, ... your innards. This is why there is research into non-stick cookware being related to intestinal disease, such as Crohn's, IBS, UC, etc., as well as chemical plants leaching these chemicals into groundwater supplies and causing all sorts of abhorrent forms of rare cancer in the local populace. General categories of polymers. Thermoplastics. Polymers are multi-phase materials. They can be melted into a liquid, formed into a solid, and back This will come with degradation over multiple cycles. Big hitters include polypropylene, PTFE, polyamide, nylon, and polyester. Thermosets, these are polymers that are single phase. They typically start as soup and can form into a solid through various reaction methods. These are often but not limited to elastomers or rubbers. Hall of Famers are isoprene, silicone, and epoxy. And then thermoplastic elastomers. Polymers that are too complicated for their own good, usually copolymers that blend thermosets and thermoplastics to allow enhanced processability. Notable mentions TPU, PEBA, and SBS. Microplastics are quite literally very small pieces of plastic. These are also there are also nanoplastics, which are studied at an even smaller scale. Microplastics are not limited to any type of plastic. All of them will eventually create microplastics. That stuff you're told about plastic never breaking down in the environment, it's true but misleading. They do break down, but into smaller and smaller pieces of themselves, like rocks into sand. Even at the micro level, they are still chemically the same polymer that they were when large, be that plastic bag or bottle cap. It's similar to grinding a piece of steel. The sparks are also smaller pieces of the ground steel, and I'm sure you have micrometals in your food too. Read lead contamination. To be frank, I would rather be eating microplastics, where I'm not quite sure what they do yet, than heavy metals, where I know what they do. The part about microplastics that concerns people, or maybe should concern people, is not necessarily the generally unreactive bulk polymer, but the many processing aids, UV stabilizers, plasticizers, compatibilizers, colorants, unreacted monomers, etc., that are inside the plastics. These are typically small fractions of the bulk material, less than 1% by weight, but they tend to be very reactive and not particularly healthy, even at small exposure levels. Who would have thought asbestos is incredible at improving tensile strength? Who would have thought asbestos is incredible at improving tensile strength? In the case of microplastics, these fillers are what can leak into your cells or into the environment. Those fillers could disrupt hormones, or maybe they do nothing, ? Surely an innocuously named compound such as 1H-benzotriazole couldn't be a Category 4 acute oral toxic substance. It's so good at stopping plastics from degrading in the sun! ! These filler compounds are entangled in a matrix of polymer chains, which makes it very hard for them to break out, but when the plastic is allowed to break down into smaller and smaller pieces, they can break free. We tend to think of materials as homogeneous, like steel or copper, but plastics can really turn into Frankenstein's monsters when the chemicals are trying to achieve certain properties. Fun fact, that new leather smell in your car, that's actually the volatilizing plasticizer compound used to make the PVC imitation leather seats more pliable. As the smell fades, so too does the plasticizer, and as such, your seats will grow rigid and crack with age. Fun fact 2, the East Palestine train derailment that caused an airborne toxic event last year was full of vinyl chloride monomer, the highly toxic compound that reacts into PVC. Probably not the best decision to blow open, burn, and vent those tanks. Highly recommend reading into this incident. I think people are generally uneducated about plastics. This leads to a lot of fear-mongering and aversion to plastic, but the sad truth is they're here to stay, and they are marvels of material science. They're in just about everything from your clothes to your food. You cannot run from microplastics. They're already in your balls, but more importantly, in your heart. Heart emoji. And also your brain. In the disposable medical field alone, plastics pay their weight in gold through their prevention of infection, specialized therapy delivery systems, heart valves, stents, catheters, etc. Plastic has probably done incalculable good for the efficiency of global shipping. Shipping heavy glass jugs of water or metal tins of food burns a lot more fuel and requires a lot more trips. Plastic grocery bags are much more energy and water efficient to manufacture than paper bags. This is not to say that plastic bags don't have their consequences. Plastics have made quality clothing available to quite nearly every human on the planet. They improve ease of access to plumbing through lightweight PVC pipes. Plastics are, in fact, not recyclable. Plastics degrade. If you look at it funny, degrades. If you leave it in the sun too long, it degrades. If you forget it in the oven, it degrades. Remember all that talk about fillers, they degrade too, and now they're contaminating the plastic that you just recycled into a new product. Adding heat history to plastics will degrade them unless you're doing it in a fashion that is both inefficient and not viable in a business sense. All this to say that plastics are not recyclable, just downcyclable. Polymer chains have finite lengths, and when you turn it into a first-generation product, let's say a bottle, those chains give you product-specific properties. When you are done with that product and grind it down into chips, you are literally cutting up those polymer chains into smaller versions of themselves, thereby degrading their properties. When you turn that recycled product into a second-generation product, it will be inherently worse in most every regard. And you can only do this downcycling a finite amount of times before the product is utterly useless. This is where plastic differs from something like metals, which you can melt back down to its atomic components, repurify, alloy, and create a new product just as good as the last. People tend to think of the 3 R's, reduce, reuse, recycle, as a balance of options that you can do with plastic, but it is not a choose-your-own adventure. Recycling is a last resort, and the 3 R's are a waste hierarchy. You should always first reduce plastic consumption, then reuse what plastic you have, and if all else fails, you can try to recycle. Earlier, I mentioned thermosets as a category of plastic. This involves most rubbers like tires, shoes, hose, etc. Thermosets cannot be recycled at all, and if you find a way to recycle a thermoset into a new product that isn't grinding it into bits and using it as a jerf or jersey barrier filler, give me a call because we'll both be very rich. Disclaimers, I am a polymer engineer, not a polymer scientist/chemist. My specialization is in the application of plastics, how they work at a bulk property level, designing products with them, designing tools to process them, etc. And 2, polymer scientists/chemists will be much more knowledgeable than me at how polymers react, unique properties, fillers, acute effects, etc. Part 2, I'm not a biologist. I cannot speak to how these compounds can hurt you, especially at a cytotoxic level. I personally do not think microplastics pose a large risk in terms of cancer, but I'm curious on reproductive and developmental effects. I am also interested in studies around generational accumulation of plastics in humans. And then 3, I have obviously provided a very base level understanding of these topics. Please don't dox me. Thanks. Cute. Okay, that was an email. Ooh. Thanks for the information. Read it on stream. Heart. Nice. 64 emails. Let's fucking go. What prompted that email? I don't know. We probably brought it up on stream. Was it with Dan maybe? Okay. I sent you a friend request on Discord. I felt a bit frustrated during one of your live sessions with some idiot who came up, and I really wanted to give you something about it. Wait, about what? Question mark. What? Play this while you read.
LEDs don't get their color from their plastic covers, and you can see that because here is a transparent LED that also glows the same red color. The color of the light comes from the electronics themselves. The casing just helps us tell different LEDs apart. In 1962, General Electric engineer Nick Holonyak created the first visible LED. It glowed a faint red. A few years after that, engineers...
Oh, we have so many educational emails today. Oh boy. Regarding the Mordecai Kadar interview. Hello, Mr. Borelli. I'm emailing you about the Mordecai Kadar interview, specifically where he talked about Iran. So here's your chance to skip this email and save yourself the 10 minutes of reading. This looks like 5 minutes of reading, if that. This looks like 3 minutes of reading. Whatever. Every claim I'm about to make can be fact-checked with a simple Google search, so you can look into it yourself if you want. Almost everything Kadar said regarding Iran is just so patently false and can be looked up so easily that it makes me question his other statements, but maybe he's weak on Iran. First, he said, quote, Persians are not the biggest group in Iran. Azeris are the biggest group, end quote. I'm just going to quote the wiki here. Quote, the majority of the population of Iran, approximately 80%, consists of Iranic peoples. The largest groups in this category include Persians, who form the majority of the Iranian population. Turkic peoples constitute a substantial minority of about 15 to 24%, the largest group being the Azerbaijani. Wikipedia. Did he say that? Did he make that claim? I don't remember what his claim was. Wikipedia, Iran. Well, let's see. Ethnic groups, Iran, size. Rank, this is from the World Atlas, I guess. Rank 1 is Persian, 61%. Rank 2 is Azerbaijani, is 16%. Which I'm assuming that means Azeris. That's what he... Did he say that this was bigger than... That the Azerbaijani ethnic group was bigger than the Persian one? Did he say that? If he did say that, I guess that would be really wrong. I mean, that seems like it would obviously be really wrong. He then proceeded to say Iranians are sharply divided, dismemberment of Iran, which inevitably will happen because people are tired of the Persians who oppress them. These just show a terrible lack of understanding regarding the internal politics of Iran. Firstly, here's some context about the ethnic dispersal of Iranians. Iran has 31 provinces, with the vast majority of them not having a predominant ethnic makeup. 2 Kurdish, 3 Turkish, and 1 Baluch majority provinces. There's no official ethnic classification in any government-issued ID or birth certificate. As an Iranian, you can go your whole life without writing down your ethnic background on any official or unofficial form ever. There are only religious classification and citizenship status. He brought up Baluchs and Kurds as examples, rightfully so let's focus on them. Iran is not ruled by Persians. Iran is ruled by a Shiite theocratic regime. The government doesn't really differentiate based on ethnicity. It's on religious grounds and the predominant ideology of a group. The systemic oppressions any ethnic group faces in Iran is very local and through lack of investment in education, healthcare, infrastructure by the government. The Baluchistan province is kept underdeveloped and poor because they're Sunni and are opposed by the Shia rule. The Kurdish majority provinces are also kept underdeveloped because historically they have taken part in armed struggle against the regime more than other provinces, and they also have a sizable Sunni population. A Baluchi or a Kurd living anywhere else in Iran wouldn't face half the systemic discrimination they face in their provinces. For example, you might be denied a hiring position in a government-run department or agency because you're Jewish, Christian, or Sunni, no matter your ethnic background. These were just about specific ethno-religious discrimination, not the much more felt and widespread general oppression and lack of freedom that all Iranians face under the Islamic Republic dictatorship. I'm not going to get into the dismemberment argument or the Iranian national identity argument because it's already a long schizo email, but I can post about it on the subreddit if you want. Why would you even care? LOL. Sorry for the shitty writing. ESL, blah, blah, blah. Cute. Thanks. It's pronounced Baloch? Is it Baloch? Jesus. Okay. One issue that I have with people, I don't know why this happens, but it does feel like sometimes when people study a particular thing, thanks for the information, people tend to look at the entire world through like the one lens that they're interested in instead of like giving credit to other factors at play. I don't know why people do this sometimes, but Baloch at Destiny from a Pakistani. Okay. Reminder, don't care about this. Don't care about this. Don't care about this. Why do people say sorry for the bad writing? ESL. Is ESL a form of retardation? ESL means English second language. And almost every time somebody says sorry ESL, they're usually writing better than a native speaker. So I don't know why. I don't know why people apologize for it. It's dumb. Dest, this sounds like your views on Arab clans LOL. Pretty sure almost every single time I brought up clan stuff when I was talking about it yesterday, I was saying I don't know how applicable this is to modern day stuff. I said multiple times I don't think Palestinians are necessarily arranged this way. That's why we watched that whole video from Corey asking questions about it, because I don't necessarily view them that way. So there's also a secondary thing that people do. Some people overgeneralize. Other people hear one thing, and then they project that onto everything else that a person says too. So congratulations. You fall into the second basket of retards. Good job. Invitation to speak at Global Future 2050 Conference, September 26th in Paris. What the fuck is this? Oh. No, I love you. Be careful. I don't know if you read YouTube chat much anymore, but where is your confidence in Biden being able to win after the debate? It shook mine quite a bit, hoping I'm just worrying too much. I'm pretty sure in a week or two, people will forget, and you just hope he doesn't fuck up that hard again. It's basically how these cycles go. reach back out with dates for this. Don't care about this. Boom, boom, boom. No, don't need this. Don't need this. Nope. Nope. Ugh. Doing a Michael Knowles show. That's good. Do you think that the logical conclusion from last night is that we should prepare for World War III to start and the democracy in America is going to start receding, or is that an overreaction? Who knows? As long as everybody's got food and places to live, I doubt there's going to be like World War III, like Civil War shit. Okay, July 11th. Oh, delete this. Possible, it'd be nice to fly out that, to fly to you that morning. Do you like Obama more than Biden? I don't think I was old enough or intelligent enough to evaluate how I felt about Obama's presidency. So I'm not sure. Okay. Boom, boom. Defamation law. Dan is wrong. Uh-oh. Hey, Steven, actual malice requires either knowing falsehood or a reckless disregard for the truth. I thought that reckless element was there. Seeing as it's in the movant's burden to prove the matter, just inferring the intent does not really work. Usually, though, if there is evidence, it's in emails. To give an example, let's say I wrote up an article claiming Dan has performed bestiality with a dog for money, and you, my editor, sent me an email questioning my reporting. My responses could be, A, have you seen his dog words hypothetical? I've talked to others and Dan cannot help but bring it up at every opportunity. He must fuck dogs. 2, LOL, who cares? This article will be a banger. I tell you, look at our numbers before and after it gets posted. Or 3, I know it's fake, but hey, it's money, baby. Now, before you say these emails would never happen, you'd be surprised how stupid people are. My favorite example was when my criminal defense attorney friend had a client who sent an email to the client's wife where he explicitly tells her not to talk about a bank account because he was hiding money from the feds in the email, which my friend obtained, not from his client, but from the feds. 3 is an admission of purposeful lying. 2 is likely reckless disregard. 1 could be reckless disregard, but with how liberal our defamation law is, it would be harder to prove than 2. Second, you do not need to have a case to have a settlement. A settlement is just a contract. It can be done before, during, or even after a case. Sometimes in civil cases, you will settle even after winning a case, just because getting the defendant to pay, let's say 75% of the judgment up front, might be better than trying to collect the full 100%. Thanks for the information, matey. Okay. Confirm. Yes. The latest Almost Friday TV video. We just watched this yesterday. Fucking idiot. Add to calendar. Yes. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. Who would you bet for or against? In my opinion, I'm cautiously saying this. This is even true of financial markets. I think people tend to catastrophize and overreact. I feel like if you were depositing and withdrawing money quickly, I think that Biden is a safe buy here because it's probably going to, if he gives like another speech or whatever and looks good, it'll probably go back up to like whatever it was before or like maybe a little bit below. But there's like money to be made if it goes from like 23 to 35. Newsom, I just don't think they're going to swap anybody out. I feel like you could dump a lot of money into this and then wait for it to go back down to like 2 or 3% and you make money there. And then I don't know how much Trump moved up from these people moving around, but that'd be my guess. Because I feel like markets like will overreact a bit and then they correct and you can make money on the correction. But careful. Did you notice that Trump never answered how he was going to deport illegals question? Trump didn't answer almost any direct question posed to him. It doesn't, yeah. But again, remember, that doesn't matter. He doesn't need to. Are you confident on Biden winning? I still feel like there's a decent chance, like more than 50% chance that he wins. But it's not, Trump winning it has never been impossible. I just don't think, my take before was that I don't think things can ever get worse for Biden. But I mean, I guess if he has like a string of performances like last night, that could be one way that it gets worse for Biden. I don't think things ever improve for Trump. I still feel like things can't improve for Trump. So it's like both people are basically rushing to see who can be more unpopular, essentially. Like if Biden gaffes too much in speeches and he becomes more and more unpopular, then his unpopularity is greater than Trump's unpopularity. Yeah, that's what it feels like, at least to me. Don't care about this. This. Are you holding NVIDIA for a year? Yeah. Do you think Biden just needed a better moderator like that one? No. Well, I mean, a better moderator always helps for the more truthful side. But I think I said this before, I said it again, he just needs to focus on like simple answers and like sloganeering more than like trying to give detailed breakdowns. Like people just don't give a fuck. What is this? I ran into this. That being said, this guy sounds schizophrenic. Okay. No. What? Did they move this button? No. I'm being crazy. Would any potential Biden voter jump ship to Trump if Biden gets replaced with Whitmer, Newsom, and Kamala? I don't think the scare is that they would jump to Trump. I think the scare is that they just wouldn't vote. That'd be my worry. But there's a world where if you replace them, there's like so much hype and everything around the replacement that like more people vote. That's like a huge unknown, right? We'd be in totally uncharted waters. The extreme question is would you vote for a comatose Biden over Trump? I think that makes these questions clear. I mean, I've already said yes to that. I absolutely would, yeah. I would vote for Biden's cabinet over Trump, like easily. It's not even a question. I just struggle to understand why they wouldn't vote. Practically the whole country is begging for a young, charismatic candidate. Why wouldn't people vote? People don't vote for a lot of reasons. They don't care as much. They're not as energized. They don't have as much faith in their vote mattering or an election outcome happening. I don't know. Don't you wish more people thought like you did? I mean, yeah, I guess, but also, I mean, you probably need a country of, I mean, everybody should want everybody to think like them. But I mean, there's also value in having a diversity of opinions, right? It's kind of what this country is founded upon, right? Please take a look and see if this is worth bringing up on stream to show people the Pallywood reality. Jesus, why? What? I don't even know what the fuck I'm This video was filmed in Baghdad during a private photo session. It has nothing to do with what is happening in Gaza or elsewhere. I don't know what the context for this fucking video even is. You called me out on YouTube chat not too long ago when you were back from Israel. That black shit on roofs is definitely for heating up water and using for showers. We had ours on the 3rd floor rather than roof. Not sure why theirs are black. And probably get it if you need it. Also, I used to work at Haaretz. What? Does anybody know like the source for this video? Like, was it posted somewhere else? Like, or is this? I have no idea what the fuck this is. I can't speak the language. I don't know the background. I don't know. Does anybody have any idea, like, any context for this, or? Because at this point, if you're gonna link me a video showing what looks like some dude staging a thing, like this could literally just be Israelis staging a thing. Are they speaking Arabic? Wait, let me listen. Hold on. Can I tell the difference at this point?
وين الباندج؟ وين
تعال
يا معود طبقك بالصورة. تعال ما يسوي لك شيء. ما يسوي لك شيء ايش فيك؟
I don't think I can tell the difference. Maybe they're speaking Arabic. I'm just guessing. I have no idea. The caption says Iraq on the bottom. Sure. It's not Hebrew. Cool. Okay. Oh, that thing was that was an Arabic thing. Whatever that thing was. Okay, nobody has any idea words. Okay, don't know, don't care. Okay, boom. Okay, boom. Even don't care about this. No. Nope. Okay. What is the best backpack for traveling? I want to bring one backpack and no check clothes. 2-week Japan trip thing. Bro, look at backpacks on Reddit. There's like a whole fucking meta for backpacks. I don't know any of that. What is this? Okay, don't need this, right? Okay. Thanks, Sev. Okay. All right, we're doing it. We're doing it. 32 emails, okay? Were you disappointed in the results of the debate yesterday? Yeah, Biden sounded like shit, obviously. Yeah, we're still doing emails. We're getting there, okay? 31. Okay. Okay. I don't need... Is there really no way to turn off, like, notifications from Uber and DoorDash and shit? Like, I don't need a text message, an app notification, and a fucking email every single time there's an update. Like, oh, your order's coming. Like, oh, thank you for sending me 400, like, digital receipts on this. Christ, it's so fucking annoying. Okay, don't need this. What do you think it means for Ukraine if Trump gets elected? I have no idea. It's a crap shot. Literally, I couldn't possibly make the prediction. The thing about Trump, because he's so ignorant and because he's so like unpredictable, like if we could graph all possible outcomes for Ukraine, or like if we say that below the red line is bad outcomes and above the red line are good outcomes, Like personally, I would view Biden's presidency like for what it could mean for Ukraine is like this, and then I would view Trump's as like this. Like I think generally Biden has handled the situation pretty well. I think there are things he could do better. There's a world where he fucks it up, and I think that the administration makes unwise decisions and it looks bad. I think for the majority of Trump's decision making, I think it could be bad, but Trump could also just like inadvertently do some unbelievably fucking base shit that is just so unhinged that who knows. Like imagine like a Russian tank goes to you know, like roll into Kiev or whatever, like they're actually making progress, and Trump like orders an airstrike on some fucking airport in Moscow, and like it happens, and the whole world is like, what the fuck? And like Putin and everybody else is like, okay, you actually cannot do that. You can just bomb airports in fucking Moscow as a United States nuclear. And then Trump's just like, I'll fucking do it again. And it's like, okay, well, this is unhinged. Like, whatever. Like, who the fuck knows, you know? And then from there, maybe Putin's like, oh, I'm going to nuke Eastern Europe. Or maybe he's like, well, this guy's actually deranged, so let's back up. So, you know, it's, yeah. Unpredictability is very, very, very scary because the world, all the possible different worlds and outcomes expand to a lot of, could be kind of good territories and could be really, really bad territories. When will you admit that Trump is better for white Americans? I don't think that matters that much. I don't know if there's that. I don't even know how I would analyze both candidates for white people. Okay. Jesus, I don't care. Don't care about this. Don't need that. Okay. No. What is this? No. Who do you think Trump picks as a VP? I have no clue. Some people were speculating that he had just flown to go and pick Vivek, which would be just the worst decision. But why aren't most large companies against Trump? The number one thing they hate is uncertainty, and Trump brings all of it. I wouldn't say the number one thing you hate is uncertainty. I don't know where most large companies stand on the presidential elections. I don't know if they like vow for an allegiance to one or the other. I would imagine that if you're a large company, you probably slightly lean conservative just for lower tax rates and less restrictions in the economy. That'd be my guess, like less regulation and lower taxes. Almost no CEOs have come out for Trump, the least amount ever, in fact. Do you have a source for that? I've never heard that before. Oh, someone in YouTube chat also just said no Fortune 100 companies are donating or endorsing him. Is that true? Link me the story on this. Okay, don't need this. What is this? Hello, really quick point. People like to talk about how one state, blah, blah, blah. Why not point out successfully forcing democracy in the region via Iraq and Afghanistan worked for us in the past? Okay. Fortune 100 CEOs despise Trump, critic claims, but an insider close to the former president says he'd rather win the hearts of small businesses. I don't know. It could be that they don't like him because of his populist bend, and populists tend to not like large corporations. But I truly have no idea. I'm not sure. I don't know why. Or it could actually be like on personal, moral, or it could be political differences in other areas too. Who knows? Okay. Boom, boom. It was David Sachs, a partisan hack fuck, and Chamath, I don't know how to pronounce his name, from the All In podcast. They got a shitload of attention, throwing him a fundraiser in San Francisco. Okay. So you're okay with unelected people running the country if Biden is elected? Are you talking about like cabinet appointed people? I mean, that's what you elect a person for, is also for their appointments. I don't know what you mean when you just say unelected people. That's like a retard approach to how our government works. Okay. Oh my God, we're almost there. Do you think Ukraine could get Trump on their side by offering economic concessions, for example, giving preference to American companies to extract natural resources after the war? I don't know. I don't know how much money would even be available for America, if that would even remotely make that worth it. And I don't know if that'd be like internationally legal or looked down upon. Would you be for mandatory voting? No, I think part of your right to vote is probably a right not to vote. I'm voting Biden, but isn't there some validity in the sentiment if the cabinet is deciding on things a president would normally decide, like still better than Trump for sure? But wouldn't that be a fair anxiety to have? I mean, it's not ideal. Yeah, of course. Biden has a whole bunch of negatives about him, a lot tied into his age and his mental state. That's like inarguable. But it's not, the competition isn't between Biden and like a younger, healthier person who shares his beliefs. It's about, it's between Biden and Trump, right? Bridget's guest suggestion. Okay. Okay. No. No. Credit limit increase. Wow. Thank you so much, Chase. At some point, can you do a breakdown of what makes the U.S. the best country in the world and a debunking of the low birth rate and other conspiratorial talking points calling the U.S. a declining country? Maybe. Oof, okay. Let's see. What is this email? Steven, I was watching your coverage of RFK Jr.'s Russia/Ukraine comments, and you, rightfully so, question his claim that an aggravating circumstance in the current conflict is the fact that the U.S. has nuclear-ready Aegis weapon systems made by Lockheed Martin in Romania and Poland. I'm a cybersecurity engineer at blank company, and I work on, I guess I work on the Aegis combat systems. Simply put, this claim is nonsense. Here's why. First and foremost, the Aegis combat system, ACS, is an air/submarine/land defense system that deployed on ships. Emphasis on defense. The Aegis weapon system, a component of ACS, uses electromagnetic radars to detect a variety of objects within its range and can deploy ballistic missiles to intercept these objects if they are deemed a threat. Lockheed has a good video explaining this. Have we watched this video before? Or is it Aegis? Not Aegis. Aegis? Aegis? I feel like I've seen this pronounced like 15 times. I've seen so many different ways to pronounce this. Wait.
Aegis.
Aegis. Oh, Aegis. How do you combat the argument that dictators are afraid of Trump and view Biden as weak? How do I mean, the problem is that this is what you're asking me. this is like the difficulty of that question, okay? If you're in a debate with two people and somebody claims that like Trump was strong on foreign policy, and how could you possibly disagree and make the argument, okay? It's like you're asking me to have an argument of what's stronger, a Ford Mustang, okay, the 8-cylinder one, the GT, or an M1 Abrams tank, okay? And the guy that I'm arguing about thinks that the color red means strength, okay? There's no argument that I can put forth about this particular tank that would convince them because its color is wrong. I can't. There's no possible way I can ever convince them one thing or another. When people say that Trump was strong on foreign policy and people revered or respected or feared or appreciated or whatever they say about him, that just comes from a place of not knowing any foreign policy. It's just not true. Russia didn't stop any of the combat stuff that was going on in Ukraine. Iran, I think for the first time in all of history, launched attacks into Saudi Arabia. Syria still gas attacked their citizens. Nothing, nobody around the world like altered their actions as a result of ISIS. No, ISIS didn't do much. I don't think so. Yeah, nobody around the world seemed to like alter their behavior as much because they feared Donald Trump. It just didn't happen. So I don't know what to. Yeah, I don't know what to say to that argument. They live in a world where they don't have any. You can go watch my debate with Gorka on foreign policy if you want, because Gorka tried to play this argument as well, but it's just not true. Trump's foreign policy was pretty dog shit. But okay, hold on. Let me. Oh wait, shit. Okay.
So when Aegis was first designed,
Aegis,
its intended mission was protect the carrier.
Aegis is the single best combat management system known to mankind.
It was to be the shield of the fleet. The Spy-1 radar was designed with the idea of creating kind of a dome or a bubble around the fleet. That radar development was the core of what made Aegis successful.
We've always managed to stay one step ahead and being able to outpace the threats that are facing every day. I think that's something important that we've done from a Aegis heritage and something that we want to continue doing as we move forward.
Because the system is continuously evolving, it forces us all to challenge ourselves and grow. The opportunities for being creative, learning the latest technologies, working with a new business partner, exploring a new open architecture framework are just countless.
What was this supposed to teach me something?
So what started out as a single mission, primarily AEW against a near peer threat, has evolved to be able to put the common source library onto international ships, LCS, Coast Guard, Aegis Ashore, and build in that flexibility that really gives us that scalability into the future.
As we deal with cyber threats, as we deal with high-speed threats, smaller radar cross-section threats, the various components of Aegis are also evolving.
That's exciting. We're introducing things like laser weapon systems on board ships now, and it's hard to predict what the future will bring, but we'll keep coming up with new technologies and new processes and enable us to stay ahead of that threat.
When I look at the future of defensive warfare, Aegis will be well suited and well positioned to adapt to deal with an ever-evolving threat.
Okay. Has the American political sphere changed since 2016, or did I just become more aware due to age, experience, and other factors around that time? I think it's changed quite a bit. I think the internet has changed things quite a bit. But I mean, things are always changing as well, right? Like, I'm sure more widespread radio, TV, like debates, like televised debates, like all of these things probably, you know. Okay, I don't know what the okay. Yes, there are Aegis weapons systems and Aegis Ashore, the land version of AWS, deployed in Romania, Poland, and other allied countries. But again, these are defensive systems. You can think of the United States Aegis Ashore missile defense system as similar to Israel's Iron Dome, where it detects, tracks, intercepts, and destroys incoming targets. Below is a diagram of Japan's Aegis Ashore. The Aegis Ashore is defensive in nature and designed to shoot down threats posed to U.S. forward-deployed forces or the security of our European allies. The defensive focus of Aegis Ashore is confirmed in the U.S. commitments to NATO and standing NATO policy. That was for Poland. For Romania, Aegis Ashore Romania is designed to protect European NATO allies and U.S. deployed forces in the region against the growing threat posed by the proliferation of ballistic missiles outside the Euro-Atlantic area. Perhaps one could argue that these missiles could be fired for offensive purposes, but that reality is not what these systems are designed for, and it wouldn't make any sense to use such an ineffective means for offensive purposes. Even less defensible, though, is RFK's claim that Aegis weapon systems are nuclear ready. Quote, they don't want a foreign enemy army in Ukraine, and particularly they don't want an army with nuclear weapons, and you know we have nuclear ready systems, those Aegis missile systems that Lockheed makes and made in Romania and Poland, end quote, RFK Jr. There simply is no evidence that any Aegis systems carry nuclear warheads. Aegis uses kinetic warheads. Again, for interception purposes, see RAM-161, RAM-67, RAM-174, Aegis combat, blah, 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 blah. The only thing nuclear ready about Aegis is that it can intercept and shoot down nuclear missiles aimed at allied forces. Even being ultra-charitable, though, I doubt RFK meant we were threatening Russia by giving nations around them the ability to protect themselves from being nuked. Additional reading if you wish. Jesus, okay. Okay. Do you regret letting Shapiro get away with his retarded analysis of Trump? No, I mean, like I said, I had to do a general conversation, and I had to, and Lex was moving us around like 15 different topics, so. Okay. Jesus. Hold on one second. Do you think we live in a better or worse place in 10 years, given with Trump or Biden are elected? I don't know what that sentence means. Do you think we will be in a better or worse place in 10 years, given with Trump or Biden? Are you saying that, like, after the next election, do you think that it's preferential to have Trump or Biden, that like one would be better than the other? I mean, obviously I would say that the candidate that I agree with more is hopefully going to produce a better future. Otherwise I would want the other candidate, right? you think that the panic over Biden's debate will subside into the background as people forget and move on, or remain a forefront issue until the election culminates? Nothing remains a forefront issue. All the news cycles in the United States are like 3 to 5 days right now. I think we move on very, very, very fast. But hey, we'll see. Maybe I'm wrong. Okay. 2 emails. I'll read this one. It's kind of longer-ish. Suggestion of an argument structure. Hey, Destiny, originally sent this, blah, blah, blah. Currently a sophomore in college. Ooh, does that mean 19? I'm sorry. Okay. But I competed in high school debate for 4 years and coached for 2 more. I'm writing this email to describe an argumentation framework that was used in debate. When adapted correctly, it was useful for delivering efficient, clear, and impactful analysis that rivaled arguments from people much older than us. Even though high school debate could be very different from real-world conversations, I thought detailing this framework could be useful for 2 reasons. One, many people who debate have little regard for basic tenets of argument structure, so even a high school level framework would be better than theirs. And 2, this framework can be scaled up in that you may be able to use it in higher level conversations, i.e. with serious academics. If you don't find the framework useful, then my apologies for taking up your time. The framework is called Frame Function Further, FFF. The goal in using it is to accurately reflect the perspectives, actions, consequences, and impacts of stakeholders for any given topic. The structure follows below. Frame. Think of this as contextualizing the major point. Relevant background information surrounding the stakeholders of an issue is key here. I'll list some of the major layers of analysis that are derived from this framework, but anything that builds a strong foundation for your argument counts as an effective frame. I know you know how to contextualize arguments, but I think going into a bit of depth on this part of the framework could be beneficial for more consistent uses of contextualization and integration of stakeholder-focused context in your analysis. My impression is that in some debates, you've gotten into back and forths on just core arguments or contextualized your points intermittently during the conversation. Either way, important context that often favors your analysis fades into the background. Of course, I don't think you need to contextualize every point or retort you make, but I want to ensure that your audience remembers the premises of your core arguments. The frame can help with that by integrating so well with your core argument or core response that it works as a part of your analysis rather than merely supplementary information that would increase the staying power of your context as well as the overarching argument in your audience's mind. For foreign policy/international issues, frame information often surrounds the economic and or military developments leading up to the status quo, alliances/international relations, recent/historical domestic developments. These can be things like civil unrest, degraded infrastructure, education investments, failed or successful policies, etc. Just ensure these are relevant to the situation you're talking about, and recent actions by other stakeholders. For researching any issue, you can decide how many stakeholders you want to analyze to this level. When dealing with time constraints, you'd likely want to select frames that set up the greatest impacts for the audience. For domestic policy/internal issues for any country, frames can be a bit different. Generally, you can focus on conditions and attitudes of the population/constituency, recent/historical policies, and status quo assessments. These are statements/sources, often quantitative, about the current state of a given issue. Here, you want to use your frame to deliver a feel for the situation in the region. For internal issues with international implications, such as Ethiopia to TPLF or China or Uyghur, this is a current Ethiopian ongoing conflict, I'm guessing. You can interweave international and internal layers of analysis within your frame. Finally, for non-policy/normative issues, the frame doesn't have a lot to offer, but it can make the premises of your argument easier to follow. For instance, with an issue like the morality of abortion, you'd always start the analysis framing the sort of unique conscious experiences at the start of life, i.e. we look at death as a cessation of consciousness, etc. That way, your audience can easily identify where you're coming from when you talk about your function, that we ought to protect abortion up to 20 to 24 weeks. I understand that you often already do this for normative issues, but I wanted to take note or make note of it to cover the base. Integrated context by framing can be advantageous to your audience for 3 reasons. 1, clarity. Your audience can easily understand your thought process regarding the underlying foundations of your analysis. 2 is focus. If there is disagreement on the frame, there's a continuum of responses from arguing back and forth on it, best case, to showing the audience that your premises are intact with an unresponsive/rambling opponent, worst case. If there's no voiced disagreement on the frame, then your core argument function is more cohesive and therefore stronger to the audience. In any case, making the background/premises of your analysis clear helps focus the debate on your position in the eyes of the audience. 3, impact. Focusing on stakeholders in your context enables more opportunities to show why your analysis matters. More about this in the further section. In comparison to just focusing on the crux of the argument with limited time for mapping out stakeholder perspectives, the context can lead to its own impacts. Framing helps punctuate the impacts of your core argument by painting a clearer picture of the situation/topic you're arguing about. You'll have to find a balance between giving enough context to strengthen your impacts, but not so much that you overwhelm the audience. But that wouldn't be difficult for someone with your level of conversational experience. Function. This is the crux of your argument. You've been doing this for a lot longer than I have, so there's not a whole lot for me to add that you don't already know well. My intentions of this section are to consolidate strategies for discussing the central argument of your analysis and to offer suggestions for clearing up the argument to better integrate frames and furthers. You'll see me use the word warrants, which is just a debate term for logical links. Warrants are the why behind your statements, i.e., the U.S. should operate with moral authority because it improves our geopolitical stands and opens up diplomatic avenues. Warrants are your voice in guiding the audience through your analysis, extending evidence, connecting layers or points/subpoints, etc., and they are crucial for effective integration of the FFF framework. I have 2 suggestions for effective functions based on what I've seen resonate with audiences. 1. Specificity. Pretty simple. Detail specifics, policies, actions, agreements, failures, progress related to your claim, including how and why they occurred. Quantify and source whenever useful. Your warrants drive how well the audience understands what's going on here. Outline how exactly the specifics drive your perspective on the issue. Good warranting means that your audience should easily be able to walk through your thought process. Specificity is good, but you also don't want to confuse or overwhelm your audience. That's why specificity must work in tandem with structure. 2A, structure, refutation. I don't envy your position in a lot of your debates because I can see how unstructured or rambling arguments from the other side make it a nightmare to structure your refutation. At times, you have so much to address that you briefly hit each of your opponent's points, usually responding to each point with contrary evidence and a bit of warranting. After an opponent just made multiple arguments, responses that are limited in scope can make you seem like you're on weaker footing than you actually are. And trying to balance not bogging down the debate with giving you more cohesive responses, it would be beneficial to use 2 strategies. A, abuse substructure when you have multiple responses to one argument. This means subpoints A, B, and C, perspectives of each stakeholder, chronological order, etc. B, give a bit more weight to warrants than you typically do. The evidence remains important, but logical extensions of the evidence could be more beneficial in demonstrating the strength of your analysis because you're taking more control of their interpretation of your evidence. Balancing presenting evidence with guiding the audience through your thought process in relation to the evidence makes your responses cohesive units rather than a collection of facts, evidence without enough warranting. If you can do all of this, you're basically turning all your refutations into well-structured functions. Central argument evidence plus warrants plus substructure equals a function, and refutations are generally just central arguments in response to an argument. The next step would be to fit in mini frames and mini furthers along with your refutation functions. Jesus. Okay, I'm over halfway done with this. 2B, structures, core arguments. Honestly, there isn't a lot for me to say here on the function by itself because you put together well-structured functions. Whenever you have the time to set up your core arguments of an issue, the focus would just be on clearly delineating your subpoints enough that most of your audience can visualize the sequence and cohesiveness between pieces of evidence or layers of analysis by way of warrants. The reason I split this from refutation functions is that core argument functions require stronger integration between the function and the frame and further. That necessitates 2 things. 1, smooth transitions from your frame to your function, and then your function to your further. And 2, the structure of your function should complement the information in your frame and the impacts of your further. For instance, if I'm arguing that U.S. aid to Ukraine is a strategic advantage, a complementary core argument could look like this. Frame 1, escalating Russian aggression under Putin via hostile measures, paramilitary operations, and overt military operations. 2, Ukraine's broad rejection of pro-Russian leaders, proliferating tensions with Russia, and alignment with the West since 2014. And 3, challenges to U.S. global leadership and in tandem with threats of disunity in NATO. And then function would be 1, U.S. aid disincentivizes Russian aggression, direct or indirect, by restricting Putin's success in bullying other countries, by heavier military losses, heavier economic losses, greater political stress on Russian institutions and populations. 2, U.S. aid cements Ukraine's relations with the West and away from Russia through coordinated military drills with U.S. and Europe, accelerated EU accession, and trade relations, the possibility of NATO membership. And 3, U.S. aid strengthens our alliances by enhanced activation of military bases, including joint exercises with Europe and Asian allies, closer trade relations alongside shifts away from adversaries, NATO in the strongest position it has been in due to unity around Ukraine, with Sweden joining and likely other countries, further subpoints about Baltic states and others having a fire under them to ensure NATO. And then further, for the further part, 1, resistance to Russian aggression undermines their ability to erode political institutions and people and protects whoever's sovereignty is their next target. That means countries like Ukraine have a legitimate path towards rebuilding, and that the next generation of Eastern Europeans won't have their fear dictated by Russian foreign policy. 2, aligning Ukraine with the West gives them a way out of corruption with EU oversight, negotiating power against Russia, and greater economic prospects through new trade relations. Their bravery on the battlefield is informed by a belief in better futures. There's 38 million reasons to fight. And 3, stronger U.S. strategic alliances block aggression from our adversaries. Collective security matters because the best way to win a war is to prevent it from happening. We choose the ink of our pens over the blood of our people. I used parallel structure between each of the FFF here, which can be effective but isn't always necessary. The point is that the function and the core argument should have structure that anchors it to the frame and further. That way, every word strengthens the cohesive argument and the audience knows it. Also, this idea can be used for refutation functions, but it's more difficult because you have less time to plan out responses. Further, and then the further section. This is the simplest section, but also the one you use the least often. I understand why. Facts of the argument take center stage, particularly when you're in real conversations and don't have the time to say every facet of a cohesive argument. However, being cognizant of or implementing, if you can fit it in, the impact level of your analysis is the best way to answer the most important question for your audience. Why does this analysis matter? This is where the work done in examining stakeholders in the frame becomes imperative. Who joined